It's difficult to believe that the Toyota RAV4 has been with us since 1994. It's the car that launched the era of the mini SUV. However, in recent times it's been overtaken by newer models such as the Nissan Qashqai or the Mazda CX-5. Toyota is hitting back with the latest version of the RAV4. This particular car is a 2017 model and it's an XL, which is the range-topping model. This is a 2-litre diesel. There's also a petrol version, but now for the first time Toyota have introduced a 2.5-litre petrol hybrid. Toyota have been kind enough to lend us both this diesel version and the 2.5-litre hybrid. That one's coming later and is in the guise of Business Edition Plus. In the review, I'm not going to give the views of a motoring journalist or even a car enthusiast. I'm going to look at the car in the context of my particular needs, both in business and as a family person. Now, these needs may or may not coincide with yours, so feel free to disagree. But hopefully you'll find that everything that I say is well reasoned. The boot electrically opens, but it's so slow I could grow a beard before it reaches the top. In fact, that's not a bad idea, is it? Now, talking about its height, you can apparently set the maximum height that it will open to and store that as a memory. So far I haven't come up with a single use that I would have for that. Luggage capacity is critical to us. We're constantly travelling with people, but also we're constantly travelling with our filming equipment. Diesel version here has around 547 litres of space. As you can see, we can easily get one of our standard filming kits in here. Compare this with the hybrid version, which has got 501 litres. The extra space is taken up by the hybrid batteries. Good thing here is the low entry point. No high sills to get over, means that we can move in and out with our equipment very easily. Another good thing is that there's a terrific height here. And here, this particular case takes up quite a height, and when we put that in the hybrid, it will be interesting to see if that fits in. The load cover feels cheap to me. Toyota really could do better with this. This doesn't look like it would stand up to the rigours of daily use. The quality of the plastics in the boot is questionable, and I think with our line of work they're going to get damaged very quickly. The rear seat is a bit of a mixed bag really. I'm 5'10", so around about average height, and there's loads of headroom for me. There's also an incredible amount of leg room and knee room. That's all good. However, the seat's hard and I couldn't get comfortable, and more importantly I couldn't get my legs comfortable here. There's a lot of room there. I can get my hand under my thigh, so it's not supporting me, and it doesn't reach the knee. There's quite a gap there for me. On the plus side, the seat is reclinable. You can adjust it here. But Toyota really did miss a trick. There's so much leg room here. Why didn't they make this seat so that you could slide it forward and back? If you could do that, you'd give yourself a lot more boot room, and you wouldn't necessarily waste this space when there's only a couple of people travelling. Something that would be important to me is that there's no paintwork protection on the door sills, or indeed on the boot entry. That can be rectified by buying the £350 protection pack. It includes scuff plates in the front, mud flaps all around, a rear bumper protection plate and a boot liner. The hybrid version comes with the totally irrelevant hybrid key cover. The RAV4 looks solidly made. The paintwork looks of a good standard, better than some of the ones that I've seen on Toyotas in the past. This car is the optional metallic Barcelona red. I'm not a fan of it at all, but other people may like it. I like the spoiler on the back. It adds a little bit to the car, I think. The diesel version is available in front-wheel drive only and as a manual, not an automatic. Of course, being diesel, it offers significant fuel advantages over the standard petrol version. Users are reporting around about 50 miles per gallon average for the diesel and somewhere in the mid-30s for the standard petrol. Annual road tax on the hybrid is just £20, whereas on the diesel it's £110. Of course, that all changes in April 2017 when everything is a flat 140. In common with other SUVs, the driving position is nice and high. It gives a good view of the road ahead. I like the big mirrors. The rear view mirror gives a good view of what's behind you too. On this XL version, the leather seats are really comfortable, and who wouldn't appreciate the fact that they're heated, especially at this time of the year in winter. The XL is equipped with a memory seat function too. That's really important to us because we've got regularly more than one driver driving each of our vehicles. It's great to be able to get in, push a button, and the seat returns to your personal comfortable selection. It's good that Toyota have included heated door mirrors. They're also power foldable, but unlike on our Yaris, when you lock the car after you've parked it, they don't fold in automatically, and I wish that Toyota had included that feature on this car. The car gets a very high 5-star Endcap rating. It includes all the usual things such as child safety locks, ISOFIX, and plenty of airbags. An additional and standard feature across the range of the RAV4 on 2017 models is Toyota Safety Sense. TSS includes variable cruise control. In simple terms, as you get too close to a car in front, you're slowed down, and as the distance increases, the cruise control will speed up to the set speed. TSS also includes a lane change warning indicator, which gives an audio beep if you move lanes too quickly. In theory, it's a great idea, but in practice it can get a bit annoying because even when you make slight changes, it gives you this loud warning beep. This indicator is actually also meant to alert you if you're feeling tired. But shouldn't you really have stopped anyway and had a break if you're feeling tired? I don't think it's a good idea to rely on a car indicating that you are tired. TSS also includes a pre-collision system with pedestrian detection. It's not meant to guarantee stopping you to avoid an accident, but it will slow you down if it detects that you're not making the right actions. This is aimed at mitigating the effect of an accident, and in some cases it will actually stop you and avoid it. The wheels on the XL version are 18-inch alloys compared to the 17-inch ones supplied on the Business Edition Plus. Apparently they've got more spokes in them too, but who really cares? The XL's also got roof rails, which isn't available on any of the other cars in the range. The multimedia system's also got some enhanced features like 3D maps, but I'm not really bothered about those, to be honest. The layout of the car isn't really to my liking. Some of the switches just seem like they've been dotted around. It's like, where should we put this one? Some of the plastics feel really cheap, whereas some of the other features feel really premium. As in all of our reviews, we take a good look to see that cup holders are included. These, I'm pleased to say, are outstanding. They're really deep. I think you could get a mega coffee in there. The centre armrest with stowage is reasonable size. There's a good little place down there to store a mobile phone as well, although my phone, an iPhone 6 Plus, I don't think will fit in there. We're going to try it a bit later. The glove box is fairly average sized, but the door bins are very small. Over here, just in front of the passenger, there's a little stowage shelf, which I really can't see the point of. I would be thinking that something would fall off as I was driving along, so I can't see me ever using that. It would have been far better if they put a door on it, I think. This little leather area here in front of the passenger and just in front of the driver's knee is quite nice, gives the car a bit more of an upmarket feel and contrasts with some of the other cheaper plastics around. We're travelling now at 70 miles an hour in top gear. The car is reasonably quiet. I wouldn't say it's exceptionally quiet, but it's perfectly acceptable. There's not much wind noise evident, a little bit of tyre rumble. The headlamps are LED, and on both models, front fog lamps are included. Rear privacy glass is very important to us in our field of work, and I'm pleased that it's included as standard on the XL version. Easy keyless entry and the power start means that you can keep the key in your pocket all the time. No faffing around on a cold day. Let's look at the media system now. Bluetooth connectivity with my iPhone was a doddle, very simple indeed, and the audio itself sounds very good. I use Bluetooth audio, and I've used also a USB stick. It all works fine. I'm a fan of DAB radio too, so it's good that that's included across the range. Something that's really quirky about the audio system is that the radio volume control is on this side rather than the usual left. I've never seen it that way around before, but when you think about it, it makes perfect sense because you can reach it easily. Of course, you've got the controls anyway on the steering wheel. The sat-nav system is somewhat disappointing. I find that the instructions are too little and, more importantly, too late. However, on the plus side, it does include real-time traffic information updates via your phone's data plan. Toyota have recognised how useful a rear view camera is and included it right across the range of the RAV4. Personally, I wouldn't buy a car without a rear view camera these days, they're so useful. The premium pack costs £1,195. I think it's pretty good value, especially as it includes a sunroof. I like sunroofs. It also includes something else that I think would be really useful, the blind spot monitor. It also comes with rear cross traffic alert and a kick opening rear boot. This diesel seems to have enough acceleration for my needs. It's got a good turning circle as well. And the gear change is more than smooth enough. At the moment, we're averaging 52.8 miles per gallon, which is pretty much in line with what other users seem to get. Diesel pollution is something of a hot topic in the UK at the moment, with many inner city areas looking at either bringing in charges for using diesel cars or perhaps banning them altogether. With that in mind, even though this is a very nice car, I'm not sure I'd look to spend around £30,000 or so on a diesel car at the moment. That's hardly Toyota's fault, and what they have done, of course, is bring out the hybrid version of this, which we're going to drive next. We're now going to take a look at the Petrol Hybrid, which is available in one variant only, 2.5 litre. The Business Edition Plus model comes with 17-inch alloy wheels. There's no leather on the Business Edition Plus, and neither is there any electrical operation of the seat, and of course no driver's seat memory. However, the Business Edition Plus is still a very well equipped model and offers outstanding value for money. There's still DAB radio, sat-nav system, air conditioning and power operated mirrors. Unlike the XL, the Business Edition Plus is fitted with halogen headlights. The boot space on the Hybrid is not as elegant or as big as on the diesel. Where the Hybrid batteries are stored, there is a lip and it's at a strange angle. However, having said that, the same equipment that we got in the diesel fits easily in here, and the height hasn't been compromised, so this bag still stands up. Compared to the diesel, the Hybrid is incredibly quiet, especially at lower speeds. When running in electric mode, I'm sure a few pedestrians are going to be scared. The CVT gearbox is a little bit whiny, but it doesn't really put me off, and I much prefer it to the diesel clatter that you get. During the short time I've driven both cars, it's not been immediately obvious to me how you get the parking sensors to work. They are there, and there is a button that I would imagine is the parking sensor button. It's on the steering wheel here just by my right thumb. But when I've approached my garage, I've not heard a beep. The Hybrid's got noticeably more power than the diesel, and it's my preferred option. It is, however, quite a bit more expensive. Fuel-wise, we've been on mixed driving, averaging just under 40 miles per gallon, which is not bad for a petrol-based car. There are some minor irritations, like the powered tailgate seems like more of a hindrance than a help. The boot space in the Hybrid is less than it is in the diesel, and the satellite navigation system could be greatly improved. If I was going to spend this sort of money on a car, I think I would choose the Hybrid XL.